Ways to kill a walleye. He's a freshwater fish. One is to break his neck. That'll kill him instantly. The other, if you got a larger one, give him a solid tap right in the top of the head. That'll break his brain. I'm going to choose to use the break neck method. We'll be right back. So this fish here, he's dead. Any movement you see is just some nerve reflexes. So the way we get the meat out of a walleye, the meat is from the body to the tail. There's a set of Y bones in there. It's a pretty simple process. The way I do it, we're going to go underneath these two fins, right in here. We're going to do an upwards cut towards the head. Make sure your knife is nice and sharp. Down to the spine. Now we want to make sure we don't go through the spine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our blade in here. We're going to rotate 90 degrees. It's going to be a little bit tough the first cut because the ribs are right there. We're going through the ribs. Now we got to make sure we don't go through the spine. So we're going to follow along the spine. And give a little bit of downward pressure again. We're not trying to force it. We got a sharp knife. So we don't want. So there's the spine there. I left a bit of meat right there on those ribs. That's okay. Then we're gonna flip them over. Downward cut. Come down across, following along the spine. Slight downward pressure. Again, we're not trying to cut through the spine. And we leave it on the tail. There you go. See the bones, there's the spine there. Left a little bit of meat there. Then what we do is we're going to fold over the tail, put our blade down. They have pretty thick skin, so we're not going to slice through because then we'll cut through the skin. What we're going to do is we're just going to hold our blade on a little bit of a downward angle with a bit of downward pressure, just like this. And we're going to shimmy the fish out. Just shimmy it. We're not really moving the knife, we're moving the fish. And that is going to get you a fillet. Now the ribs are right here. I'll show you how to take that out in a second. So we're going to come over to this side. We're going to do the same thing. And put the blade down. We're just going to shimmy the fish out. A little bit of downward pressure. And you'll see how we left no meat on the skin. Now on a walleye, there's two more sections. If this is a bigger girl, we can get what's called the wings. There's some meat right here and here. And so we would just carve into here and here. But this is a smaller one, not much meat there. And then there's another spot on a fat one, the cheeks. You just put your knife in here and you carve around like this and you cut out the cheeks. Again, this is a small one. Not a lot of meat there. On the big fat ones, that's tender meat. Dad? So I'm just gonna set this aside. And now we're gonna go and we're gonna get the bones out. So there is gonna be the ribs here. So we're just gonna make a little slit, making sure we're on the outside of the ribs. Man, these bugs are bad tonight. And there's one more set of bones on a walleye. So that was the ribs. There's a Y bone. It comes right along to here. You can feel it. And we're just gonna do a downward cut, straight along like that. Go all the way through. And we're gonna come to the other side and do the same thing. So that row of bones. The Y bone. And this right here is a boneless fillet or fillet. Feel it across the top. Sometimes there's a dorsal fin in there. We're good. One fillet. Now we're gonna get the other side. So we're just gonna come in with our knife just on the other side of these ribs. Cut out those, find that Y bone, goes right to there, do a downward cut, come to the other side of that. If this was a fatter fish, we'd have a nice big tail on the other side. She's pretty skinny. And check for any top bones from that dorsal fin. A little bit of skin there. And we're good. Let's just take this off right here. There we go. There are our 2 walleye fillets. Or fillets. Our 2 walleye fillets. Something I always do after I fillet fish is I rinse it in cold water and I give it one more feel for any bones.